All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you again for joining today. Today's topic, we're going to be discussing best practices for the FotoIN mobile solution. And right now I'm displaying a PowerPoint presentation. If you cannot see it, please let me know and I will make sure that you can see it. I'll wait a few seconds just to make sure people can get in their concerns, or if they can't see it, to let me know. Okay, so to go ahead and get started, like I said, today we're going to discuss best practices. And to start, syncing, one of the most fundamental parts of the solution. One of the best practices that we like to share with everyone is to perform a sync all at the start of the workday. This way you can capture any information that was created on the web portal, for example, projects, newly configured tags. If you have any reports that were created, you can perform this sync all at the start of the workday on your mobile device, and it'll capture that information and it'll be displayed and available to you on your mobile device. So if a new project was created, when you go out on site and you perform that sync, when you start taking photos in capture mode, you'll see that newly created project up at the top. If the sync is taking too long on your mobile device, there are a few best practices we have for you. Make sure that you're connected to a Wi-Fi signal. The sync is always performing best when it's over a Wi-Fi signal. However, not everyone's going to have Wi-Fi when you're out in the field. Sometimes certain areas don't pick up Wi-Fi that great. So another option we have is make sure you have mobile network data turned on under settings. So when you're in the mobile app and you go to settings, there's a sync setting where you can turn on the ability to sync over mobile network data. Next, let's cover GPS. So one of the basic parts of FotoIN is the GPS and capturing that location, this project names, and you'll see, like in the picture here at the top in capture mode, there is an address or a project name displaying to show you that the device is capturing your location. If for some reason the device is not capturing the project name, you know it's configured in the web portal and it's not showing up at the top of your capture mode, make sure in camera mode that you tap the refresh icon next to the location name, the address, the project name. Make sure you tap the refresh, so that way it'll recalibrate the GPS within the device and it'll bring up that project name. Also, under FotoIN settings, you can check to make sure that the device is capturing your correct location. So under settings, underneath account information, you'll see Find My Location. If it's not displaying the correct address, please be sure to click Find My Location and it'll refresh that GPS and it'll bring up your correct address. If it's still not showing up, make sure that location services are turned on. They should be turned on at all times for the FotoIN application. This will allow for the device to pick up the correct location, the correct address, and therefore the correct project name associated with those addresses. And real quick, feel free to interrupt me at any time. If I see a hand raised, I'll be sure to address it and we can discuss it in real time during this discussion. The next topic is capturing. So when you're capturing photos, there's a few best practices that we like to share. Make sure preview option is turned off. By default, the preview option in the bottom left is turned off, but if for some reason it's not, we suggest turning it off. That way you can take photos without any interruptions. When preview option is turned off, the circle right here will capture how many photos you're taking. So it'll display 1, 2, and as you continue to take photos, the number will increase to display how many have been taken. And this way you can take photos without any interruptions. It'll be quick, painless, seamless, fluid. That way you can go back and you can tag the photos later, or you can add annotations later. But when you're out on site and you need to capture photos quickly, having the preview option turned off is the best way to accomplish that. If you do have multiple projects in the area, or you have multiple projects nearby, you can use the arrow up here at the top when you're in capture mode to toggle between different project names. So if you're out on site and you're about to take a photo and you notice that the project name is not correct, use that arrow to toggle and find the correct one. If there is no project created, you may want to use the address so that you can start with a clean slate. Editing. So after you've captured a photo, if you do have the preview option turned off, you can come back to do this part. If you have the preview option turned on, you'll be prompted to edit the photo. When you enter into the edit screen, you have lots of different options, capabilities, and different things that you can do to enhance that photo captured. So some of the best practices. You can also make sure that the project name is correct here by opening the information drawer If you open the information drawer and next to the project name, you see an arrow. If there's multiple projects within that area again, or within that same, or within, the same general location, you can use the arrow to toggle between the different project names to make sure that you capture the correct project name. Under address and date, the refresh icons, those are going to be great to use to make sure that the correct address is being displayed and therefore the correct latitude and longitude. It does a reverse GPS lookup based off of latitude and longitude, and so by clicking the refresh button, it'll recalibrate that information and make sure that's displaying the most up-to-date and correct address. Next, when you take your first photo, apply all the necessary tags, especially if you're doing the same discipline. So if you're out on site and you're taking plumbing photos or you're taking electrical photos and you're doing them all at once, tag that first photo. That way, all the continuous tags, the next photos that you take, it's going to capture those tags and you don't have to go back and tag each photo. It will remember those tags and it'll automatically apply them to the next photos that are taken. And when you switch disciplines, you go back, you can tag that first photo and all the next photos will have those tags applied to it automatically. That's going to save you time. It's going to allow you to get out into the field and start taking photos immediately. And it's going to allow you to have those photos grouped and associated with that necessary tag, with that pertinent tag that you're out there taking photos for. Next, we have finding the correct photo. So a couple of best practices here is using the filter options. So when you're viewing the gallery, when you open up the filter drawer, you're going to have options to filter by project, by address, by device, by date, and going back to all view, or the most recent view. Filtering is going to allow you to find the necessary photos faster and more efficiently. So if you know that you're searching for photos based off of a certain project, filter by that project. If you know that you're searching for photos based off a certain address, filter by that address. And once you're within that filter, so if you're filtering by project XYZ, you find that project, click on that filter option, it'll display those photos. You can then continue to search and narrow down the photos by using the search bar. Using that search bar to type in keywords and phrases is going to allow you to find those photos faster. It's going to allow you to apply them to reports faster. It's going to allow you to send them out to the owners, to anyone who needs it. This feature, this capability of filtering and searching is great for a fluid and seamless process and becoming a more efficient photo documentation retrieval process. Another best practice we have is remembering that all the information associated with the photo, whether it's the address, any annotations you add on the photo, the date, comments, tags, anything, the project name, the username, anything associated with that photo is going to be searchable and it's going to allow you to retrieve those photos faster. So you can search by project name in the search bar or use the filter options. You can search by annotations. So if you commented on a photo chair or if you comment on a photo crack, you can search for all photos with cracks in them and it'll bring up those photos for you, allowing that retrieval process to be more efficient. Now we're going to have two different slides on accessing FotoIN. So for Android, when you download that FotoIN app, you will want to place it on your home screen. This is a best practice we like to share with you. So that way, when you open up your device, you don't have to search through all of the apps. You can just find it on your home screen and you can click on it and immediately start taking photos. Another best practice is leaving project notifications turned on under settings on the FotoIN app when using an Android device. This means that when you go out on site, your phone is going to send you a push notification, just like a text message or an email. It's going to send you a push notification letting you know that you have entered project XYZ. This will prompt you to open the FotoIN app and start taking photos. A great reminder to help you, to keep up with that photo documentation process so that all the information is going to be in one cohesive unit. When using an Android device, you can also access the app from the All Apps menu when you pull down from the top, and the notification bar as well when you enter an existing project. So when you receive that notification that you've entered project XYZ, you can scroll down from the top to open that notification bar and tap on the notification from FotoIN to enter into the app and start taking photos. Another best practice we have is we have several updates that come out throughout the year, whether it's with new enhancements or just to fix any old ones. we want to tell you to turn on automated updating within the Google Play Store. This will allow your FotoIN app to always be updated, and you don't have to go back in and check if the app is updated or not. It doesn't need to be a manual process. You can set it to be an automated process so your app is always up to date with the latest FotoIN version. And lastly, for Android, write down your password for the FotoIN app so you don't forget it. So when you're being registered as a new user and you have to create that password for your FotoIN account, write it down somewhere safe where you keep your other passwords, just somewhere so that you don't forget it. Now, if you do forget it, you can always contact FotoIN and they can help you reset it, or by going to the web portal and resetting your password there. But a best practice is writing that password down so that you do not forget it, and you can enter into the app and the web portal with the same login information. Now, accessing FotoIN with iOS. When you're using an iOS device or an Apple device, the FotoIN app is automatically added to your home screen. For project location notifications, you're going to want to turn those on under the General Settings app of your Apple device. By turning these project notifications on, you're going to receive push notifications just like on the Android device. And you'll see the picture here on the right-hand side, what a notification would look like when you pull down that notification bar. When you pull down that notification bar, you can tap on that FotoIN notification and it'll automatically enter you into the FotoIN app. That's just a best practice we like to share to help get you into the app faster and start taking photos. It's a more efficient process, allows it to be seamless. Again, you can turn on automated updating in the App Store as well. It's another best practice we like to share so that your FotoIN app is always up to date with Apple and making sure that you're using the latest and greatest technology. And just like with Android, make sure to write your password down so you don't forget it. There are options to reset it, but just a best practice is writing it down so that it's always somewhere to reference. Lastly, we have support. Some best practices for support. If you're experiencing any problems, open the action menu and choose Send Feedback from the list of options. This is going to take you to an email, and from there you're going to type in a description of the problem that you were experiencing, and you're going to click Send. It's going to go directly to myself, the Customer Success Manager, and I will share it with our development team, and we will discuss and get back to you as soon as possible with an update. With that being said, another best practice is make sure you have an email account set up or configured on your mobile device, whether it's Gmail, whether it's Outlook, depending on the server that you use. Make sure that an email account is set up so that when you do need to send a feedback report, it's going to take you into an email and you can send it from there. Without having something set up, it's not going to allow you to send those feedback reports. Another best practice, like I said before, make sure to include a description of the problem you are experiencing when sending the feedback report. This is going to allow me to have the information pertinent so I don't have to get back to you and waste any time there. I'm going to have all the information I need and I can share it directly with our development team to start solving that problem that you're experiencing. And lastly, another best practice, attending these building success forums is going to be very helpful because we're going to share new information, what's up to date with the FotoIN app. I'm going to go over, just like today, best practices. I'm going to go over certain aspects of FotoIN and how it relates to other areas outside of the technology, how it relates to other aspects of construction, restoration. These forums are going to be really helpful for you guys, and I would love to hear your feedback on what kind of topics you want to learn about as well. So attending these forums is another best practice we like to share with you guys. At this time, I'll open the floor up for questions. I'll wait a few minutes so that people can get their questions in. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining the Building Success Forum, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Have a great day.